So a warm welcome to everyone who is joining us for our event today. My Soul Needs to be Washed, an exploration of the Encounter Group in Japan, our interview with Makiko Mikuni. A very warm welcome to you, Makiko.
Hello, John.
It's great to have you joining us from Japan. Fantastic.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
And a warm welcome to everyone who is online and watching us from wherever you are in the world. Feels like we've got a really international audience today, which is just so exciting. The chat room is already running, and Makiko, you've been giving us some Japanese in the chat room, which is
Yes,
fantastic. Yeah,
yes.
and you're really saying to your friends and colleagues, if they want to type in Japanese in the chat room, you're really happy to translate as well.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
I'll do it. Yes.
And if anyone wants to translate from English into Japanese in the chat room, they'd be very welcome to do that too. Um, and if anyone's having any problems getting into the chat room, Saz will pop in her email address, and she can, if you want to pop her an email, she can help you get logged in if you like. So it'd be great to have you in there. And if you've got any comments or any questions for Makiko and I, please pop them in the chat room. And yeah, we're really hoping for an interactive interview today.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, great.
I'm getting nervous now. Never mind.
You feeling a bit nervous? Yeah, okay. As you make contact with the audience, yeah. Yeah. So we're just getting a comment about the sound, a reminder for us both to talk up, Mikiko, or to be loud enough to be heard. And well, maybe to get started, because we're all meeting virtually like this, Mikiko, could you give us an idea of where you're located, please?
Yes. Yes. You mean where I live?
Where you live? Yes, yeah.
I live in Fukuoka in Japan. It's south part of Japan. It's about 2 hours flight from Tokyo and one hour flight to Korea.
Hmm.
And I have just moved in here. I used to live in Tokyo. And last summer, I got a job here in Fukuoka. So I'm very much new to this place.
So you're settling into a kind of a new life, I guess, and a new job and a new home and
New home, new friends, new work. Yes, everything is new.
mm,
Mm,
big transition. Yeah, yeah.
very much indeed. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, that sounds exciting and challenging at the same time. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Mm,
And I'm enjoying meeting new people and doing new stuff. Yes.
mm, mm. Sounds good. Great. Well, it's good to get a sense of where you're located. And because we're all online, I guess, and watching from our laptops and computers. And
Mhm.
um, the next bit I'd like to ask you, Makiko, is about your professional journey. I know you're a person-centred counsellor, but it would
Mhm.
be lovely to hear about your journey to now, if that's okay with you.
Well, I'm a person-centered counselor now, and I'm a lecturer, professor at the university. But 1999, I went to England to do my training with Brian Song at University of East Anglia. I did the diploma in counseling. Then, but before becoming a counselor, I was a kindergarten teacher. And I also taught at international school, teaching Japanese language there. Then I decided to become a counselor. So I went to England and studied with Brian and Campbell Parton and Judy Moore. And then after diploma, I studied at MA in counseling studies because back home here, at least MA degree I needed to work as a counselor. So the diploma didn't make any job, didn't give me any job as a counselor. So I had to do MA there. Then I came back. 2001, I came back to Japan. And since I was working as a student counselor for 8 years and a part-time lecturer. But besides that job, I facilitated encounter groups a lot. I think then I moved here.
Ah.
Sorry.
And
Yeah.
yeah. And I guess in that time you've also written a thesis. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Last year I submitted. Yeah. So it's about encounter group movement, encounter group in Japan.
Yeah. So your thesis is the title that we've chosen for the interview, I guess. My soul needs to be washed.
Yes.
And that's been the exploration of the encounter group in Japan.
Yes. And one of my, actually, this my soul needs to be washed was actually said by one of our members. And he was more than over 80 years old. And he's been encounter group for 50 years. Once a year at least, he said he goes to encounter group. And one of the young member, asked him, "Why do you go to encounter group every year? And you are such an elderly person. You don't need encounter group anymore." Then he said, "My soul needs to be washed." So that was the reason he goes to encounter group every year. And I asked him if he doesn't mind using me to use his words for my thesis. He said yes.
Yeah. So that, like, it was a pleasure for him for you to take his words and title your thesis. Yeah. So when he's saying that about the experience of the encounter group, that it washes his soul, I mean, did you have a sense of what he was thinking about? Is it okay to ask you that, I guess? But
I don't know. It's something a cat needs every day. I think I don't know what he meant, but I felt something. I didn't need to know why he needed or what he meant. It was something I felt such a valuable way of experience. That's the valuable, but it's nice way of explaining what it is for him. So I don't know what he meant, but it was what it is.
yeah. Sorry. Yeah, like he emerges from that experience feeling that his soul is washed, and yeah, it does something, and it's something that he needs regularly, and yeah. So I mean, I'd like to ask you about the thesis, I guess, and why you wrote it. You know, what was your passion behind that project, which I guess is a massive project.
Yeah. Well,